The first gentleman, please welcome Brian Sanders, everybody.
Good evening. Thank you to Easterseals, such an amazing organization that helps so many kids across our state and across our country, and what a beautiful evening. So thank you so much for everything you're doing. It's truly an honor to be here. This probably won't come as a surprise to you, but being the first gentleman of Arkansas was not part of my life plan. The Iron Lady, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher's husband, who of course was first gentleman of the UK, was once asked in an interview, "Who wears the pants in your relationship?" He replied, "I do. I also wash and iron them." I can certainly identify with that. I'll admit this role has taught me a thing or two about humility. The opposite of humility, of course, is pride. C.S. Lewis describes pride as the great sin, the complete anti-God state of mind. In Mere Christianity, C.S. Lewis writes, "As long as you are proud, you cannot know God. A proud man is always looking down on things and people. And of course, as long as you're looking down, you cannot see something that is above you." If I've learned anything these last few years, it's that humility is one of the most important qualities to have in life and leadership. And it's her humility, inspired by her faith, that I admire most about Sarah and what makes her a good leader. Sarah and I first met on her dad's campaign for president back in 2008. And one night, I'm not sure if my kids have heard this story before, so forgive me. One night I had the audacity to say to her, "This is going to happen, but you'll need to break up with your boyfriend first." At the time, Sarah was my boss, and her dad was our boss. So I wasn't too sure the next morning whether I still had a job. But here we are about to celebrate our 15th anniversary this week. From early in our relationship, I witnessed the humility, kindness, and love that Sarah demonstrates to those around her. When she was campaign manager for John Bozeman during his first Senate race in 2010, the year that we got married, I noticed Sarah taking out the trash. And I asked her why she didn't just ask one of the young men on her staff to do it. Her reply, "Because I never asked someone to do something that I'm not willing to do myself." I witnessed the way Sarah intently listens to others, more concerned about what they have to say to her than what she has to say to them. And I noticed Sarah always taking a genuine interest in the lives and families of others, remembering the name of a spouse or checking in when one of their kids is sick. Working in politics, I've become accustomed to politicians at an event looking over your shoulder for the more important person to talk to. Sarah does the opposite, finding someone in the corner who no one is talking to, or seeking out staff working in the back to thank for their hard work. Now as governor, I get to watch Sarah demonstrate her humility and the love that she has for others in caring for and serving the least among us, who often have nothing to offer her in return. It's why she brought universal school choice to Arkansas, so no child in our state is ever trapped in a school that is failing or doesn't meet their needs. In the first year of Education Freedom Accounts, Sarah prioritized kids with special needs. And more than 50% of those who signed up for EFAs in that first year have learning challenges and are now getting the education that meets their needs. It's why Sarah set aside funding and is building a new school for the deaf and blind. It's why she implemented free school breakfast for every student in our state and free summer meals for kids in need. So that no child in our state ever goes hungry. It's why she's holding big tech and social media companies accountable for the harm they're doing to kids. And it's why she's tackling our state's child literacy crisis. hiring and deploying 120 full-time literacy coaches into schools all across our state. The least among us don't have a lobbyist or special interest group fighting for them, but they have a governor who does. 2 Corinthians 5:20 says, "We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. By God's grace and with a spirit of humility, Sarah is fulfilling that mission here in Arkansas." Please join me in welcoming my beautiful wife and the governor of our wonderful state, Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Pretty tough act to follow. And no, our kids have not heard that story. So I'm glad that you shared it in front of 500 of our closest friends as well. It is an unbelievable honor to be here. And David Basil, thank you for doing a tremendous job. You do get to do a lot of these, but it is because you love our state and our people so much. And there are very few people who dedicate as much time as you do to different organizations, and you can see it and feel it, that you really put everything into it. And so thank you for what you've done here tonight and helping us. It's, as I said, an honor to be here and a very special privilege to be named the Easterseals Arkansan of the Year. And more than anything, to stand with the families all around our city and our state that benefit from this amazing school. Ron, thank you for your work in building up Easterseals and serving this community. And Allie Barker, thank you for organizing tonight's event. You are such an incredible mom, advocate for our state's most vulnerable kids, and somehow you manage your husband Jamie, 4 kids, take care of our entire staff, and you always do it with a smile on your face. Allie, please stand up because you have helped make this entire night happen. When I got asked to do this, they said, you need to pick a chair. I said, how do I do that? Allie said, I want to do it. She quickly volunteered and poured everything into it and has done a fabulous job. For those of you who don't know, Allie's husband, Jamie, is my deputy chief of staff. And I hope you're writing this down and recording it because I give him a really hard time in our office, but he does a really amazing job, and I'm thankful to have you on my team. In fact, I love to brag everywhere I go that I have the smartest, most hardworking, talented team of any governor in the country. And without their hard work, there is no way that I would be standing up in front of this group and receiving this recognition tonight. I'm going to break protocol and I'm going to ask all of the members of my staff, both official and on the outside, to stand up. Because of you and the hard work you do, I'm able to do the things that I have the privilege and opportunity to do, but I certainly don't do it alone and wouldn't be here without you. So please stand up and let this group see the people who really do the heavy work. The only group who has done more to help me get to this moment than my staff is my incredible family. And I'm proud that I get to share this night with them. I especially want to thank my husband, Brian, for his introduction and sharing all of our personal life, apparently, in front of each of you. Brian is the greatest partner I could ever imagine, and I'm proud that this month we will celebrate 15 years of marriage, and there is no one who has done more to support me or that I would rather be on this journey with. Thank you, Brian, for everything. looking out at this crowd, it's pretty amazing to see so many people that have supported me and our family and are part of our story. Many of you are leaders in government and business. Many are parents and grandparents. And I know that all of you are drawing on your various experiences to power your generosity here tonight. As I've said, I'm honored to be Easterseals Arkansan of the Year. And I absolutely love and am privileged to serve as Arkansas's 47th governor. But the best job, the best title that I have is mom. So thank you, Scarlett, Huck, and George, for being here tonight, for powering through the entire dinner, mostly without incident, although I'm not sure how many things we purchased with our paddle. All for a good cause, though. But thank you for being here tonight, for all the joy, the laughter, maybe a few tears that you bring to each and every single day. I love you, and I'm so proud of all of you. And as a mom, I know how important it is for children to feel like they belong. Giving kids a sense of welcome and comfort is one of the greatest gifts that we can give as parents. And at Easterseals, that's exactly what they do every single day. I could stand up here all night for hours talking about this school's personalized programming, innovative education strategies, its amazing teachers and staff. There are so many students who have been literally transformed by Easterseals, learning and doing things that might have seemed impossible before they stepped foot into this school. Because there are so many amazing students here, if I told all of their great stories, we would be here all night. But so that each of you know the importance and the power of your support for Easterseals, I want to share one story with you. And it's pretty interesting because I wrote these remarks without ever seeing the video. And the story I want to share is about Allie Hicks, who happens to be the daughter of one of my close friends from college. It was hard for Katie and Bert to find a sense of belonging for Allie, to look for the home that they knew Allie needed and deserved. Allie was always a very happy kid, but they wanted a place where she could find self-confidence and joy in everyday life, a place with community, a sense of being, self-worth, and a place where she could have fun. A place where Allie is truly seen and known. And that's exactly what they found at Easterseals. This spring, Allie got to participate in the Easterseals fashion show, as we all saw. Now, most kids might be pretty nervous about something like that, but Allie wasn't. She talked about it for days and days. And the night that she finally got to put on her pink jumpsuit, she couldn't take enough pictures or practice enough runs on the runway. And when Allie finally took the stage for the event itself, she truly walked the runway without a single care in the world. For a lot of kids, that may not seem like a big deal. But for Allie, it's one of those life-changing, never forget experiences. You see, when Allie was born, her parents were told that she may never walk or talk. It may have taken her a little longer to take her first step or speak her first word. But because of the amazing resources at Easterseals, the never-ending support of her family, and her own incredible spirit, Allie loves to run, to dance, ride horses, play with her dogs, be a big sister, and yes, strut down a runway in a pink jumpsuit. That's how Easterseals can change a child's life and inspire an entire community. It reminds me of Mark chapter 10, when people were bringing kids to Jesus for his blessing, but the disciples turned them away. When Jesus saw what his disciples were doing, he reprimanded them, and he said, "Let the children come to me, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these." We are all called to care for God's children, And that's why as governor, I've made education my top priority, because there is nothing better as a government that we can do for a child than offer him or her the opportunity for a lifetime of success through a great education. And that looks different for every single kid. That's why one of my first priorities as governor was to sign Arkansas Learns and create education freedom accounts to give every kid, no matter their parents' income, no matter their ability, no matter the challenges they face, access to the education that best fits their needs. I'm proud that Easterseals was one of the first and biggest recipients of EFA accounts anywhere in the state. And it's why I worked in state government to direct another $6.5 million to Easterseals to support their ongoing expansion project. The original request was actually $2 million. But we came back and asked them how much money they'd need to take every single student off the wait list. I'm sure you all thought we were crazy when we came back to you. And I know all of my staff did and was very surprised, because it's pretty rare that I ever add to any ask. I'm usually trying to cut everyone's budget. But you said that you could handle the expansion because you knew the impact that it would have on each of those families. And when those new facilities open their doors, Easterseals will be able to welcome and serve more students than ever before. Even though I'm honored to serve the Easterseals community and be named as the Arkansan of the Year, tonight is not about me. It's about the generous donors, the amazing faculty and staff, the dedicated parents, and more than anything, the smart, driven, funny, unique, and incredible kids who get to call Easterseals home. Thank you for helping us give kids like Allie a place and a moment to shine. Frankly, the light that she brings inspires us all. Thank you so much for this honor, and thank you for letting me play a small part in helping more kids find their light. Thank you again, and God bless you.